Hi guys, it's Sharon here from Butterfly Lullaby and the date is the 25th of November 2022. I always wanted to be an artist. I never passed anything in school, but I did achieve in life when I left school. Even though I had no qualifications whatsoever, I achieved really well, especially as a dyslexic. And I want to thank Richard Branson for promoting dyslexic thinking as a valuable skill. I love problem solving. So here's a painting that I did, and this is with no skills whatsoever. You know, I couldn't even pass art in school, and it's hilarious, isn't it? But I actually made a sculpture out of this when I was in my 20s out of clay. It was like one of those clays. Unfortunately, it breaks because it's not a hard drying clay that you put in the oven or the kiln, if you like. It was a self-drying clay and it broke. Oh, I'll have to see if I can find a picture of it though, because I was so proud of it. And I used to put a light behind it. So in the city block there, I used to put a light behind it. But as a youngster, growing up with Madonna, etc., I lost my way. I really lost my way. I dyed my hair blonde. I tried to be somebody that I wasn't. And now I'm just happy in my own skin, and I'm just the happiest person that I could be. I'm broke, absolutely broke, and that's a long story. My business got attacked on the internet, but I'm still laughing, guys. I'm still smiling, I'm still laughing, and I'm still writing lots of letters. Let's see, that's my dyslexia and my terrible ITA English Twaddle education. I've got a bit of a stutter there, but it doesn't matter, who cares, eh? Because people love me for me, and that's what I love. I love being loved for me. Sometimes you come across people that don't love you for you, and they want to change you into somebody else, or they want to sort of like, you know, they want you to follow a certain religion or something like that. But for me, I believe in the God of kindness, and I just love people for who they are. I don't want to change them, and I hope that, you know, they feel the same way about me. And a lot of people do. I'm very lucky, I've got a lot of kind people. So anyway, going back to this painting, as you can see, there's no skill there whatsoever, but the story behind it is fascinating because, you know, I dyed my hair, as I said, you know, when I was in my, probably about 18, very insecure, wanted to be loved. And I changed myself a lot because my boyfriend at the time, when I was 16, actually, I had a boyfriend. I was too young for a boyfriend, to be honest, really too young. And he was from a different country. Anyway, he told me that I was not pretty. So what I did was I got so insecure about that, because I used to be quite natural looking. I just started plastering on the makeup, and I dyed my hair, and I tried to be like Madonna because I thought, you know, that's where I'm going to find love. But of course, that's not where you find love. I don't think she's successful in her relationships. Whereas because I stopped changing myself and I just became me, I have been successful, and I've stopped reaching for the stars and just gone on kindness. And you know, I've changed a lot. My partner's changed a lot. People can change. We've changed so much. So I'm going to go back to this, where, you know, if I was to be able to draw this now, I'd love to learn to be able to draw and paint like my daughter, because she is outstanding. But the hours she's put into that and the years, it's a real skill. And I never realised how much hard work went into learning art, and how you have to learn anatomy, and how, you know, you draw the bones and the muscles, and you need to learn about movement and perspective. I never knew it was so complex. So for me, I just used to like to paint and not think about it. So here I am. The story is, I used to work in London as a secretary, which is amazing for somebody with dyslexia, because, you know, you struggle with reading, writing and spelling, but I overcome a lot of that by typing. And I learned to type on a telex machine with just a book. And the telex machine, if you know about those, it's a very hard machine to type on. You have to really bang the keys down to get them to type out the letters. And because I used to do a lot of telex machine typing, I do tend to, it stuck with me. I still type really hard. So I'm sort of typing, it'd be bang, 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 bang. I've actually worn the keys away on the computer. I do that a lot. And we laugh about that, my daughter and I. It's like, oh, Mum, you've worn the key off there. The ends disappeared. So anyway, so trapped in the city, I'm going to tell you the poem that goes with this story. And it's very relevant to today because, you know, in a world, working class people, they're not given the same opportunities as we had back in the days when I was growing up. I mean, if I didn't have these opportunities, I'd have never got to managing director's secretary because the doors wouldn't have been open there. I wouldn't have been able to, you know, sort of, you know, work hard and prove myself to get to the level where I did. And I can't thank, you know, my ex-boss enough, Derek Barker from Haskell & Company, because wow, you know, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so proud of what I've achieved in life because of you guys. You let me prove myself and work my way up the ladder, and I can't thank you enough, really. But going back to this painting, so this is when I was working with my uncle's shipping company, and yeah, the clock there, I mean, I had to type, long hours, oh, it's such a long story, but I was on really low wages. However, he gave me the opportunity to be able to learn a skill and work in an environment where I could get a job in London as a secretary. And if it wasn't for my aunt, you know, I wouldn't have got that job, because she said to me, I had a London accent back then, just to me, Sharon, you'll never get anywhere in life talking like that. And sadly, that's the UK. It can be quite a snobby, stuck-up country. Although there's lots of wonderful, kind people, it can be really sort of, you know, people look down on you if they've got a lot of money, they come from a really high-class education. They can really, yeah, make you feel like you've come from the gutter sometimes. But that's another story. But anyway, so I've got the papers flying around there, you know, the typewriter, the telephone, the block, and here's the poem. Trapped in the city from 9 to 5, nothing or no one really seems alive, all acting like robots with no means to survive. Not even the pay brings a glint to the eyes. Trapped in a world of high taxes and low pay, is it any wonder we long for another day? So that was the poem that I wrote that goes with the painting. And, you know, I feel that there are a lot of academic elite brick walls in the UK that prevent people from getting somewhere in life. I really believe that, because I've experienced so much as a working class person. Even though, you know, I've managed to buy a property in Wimbledon, London, when they had the recession on with my ex-boyfriend, and I, you know, bought this place here, which is a blooming disaster. But the positive is, Japanese knotweed is a herbal plant. You can eat it, you can make soap out of it, you can make paper out of it, which saves the trees. So yeah, I've learnt something new. So even though the house is a complete and utter disaster, and I would not wish this on my worst enemy, I've actually turned it into a positive, and I love that. So I love turning negatives into positives. I think that's, you know, that's part of dyslexic thinking, where you can do that. And so yeah, that's my poem. I ramble on a lot because that's who I am. I've got a lot to talk about because I've been through so much. I've seen so much pain in people that I love and care about. And I feel that, you know, by sharing stories, you can change the world. And by just talking to people and them sharing your story, you can really make some positive impacts in this world. And promoting kindness is the biggest thing we can do. So write to your school, tell them you want to promote kindness as a qualification in your school. Do it. Write to your MP, because your MP probably cannot do anything about education. There isn't one MP that promotes home education as a positive in this country, and that is sad, because my daughter's a positive, home educated young lady who has succeeded. They failed her in school, but she showed them, didn't she? She really did. She is one success story, one fantastic home education success story. So never stop dreaming, guys. Keep dreaming. You can do it. Listen to Anthony Hopkins' videos, The Meaning of Life, because life is too short to waste it away. You've got to keep dreaming. You've got to keep fighting. Keep writing those letters. The pen is mightier than the sword. Keep going. You will do it. You will achieve and make this world a better world for your children. So that's all from me, Sharon J, Bainbridge. and I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.
To the broken soul who rose their guns and fired at people they don't know. Good evening to the open wound